Welcome back here to South Eugene High School. About 9 minutes to go until the start of game number 2 of the doubleheader. Didn't get to wrap up game number 1, so let's go ahead and give you some of those final numbers. Cal Robbins, what a day for him. 3 for 4, 2 doubles, 2 RBIs. Also had a home run. Big performance from Big Cal. Jake Johnson, he also had a couple of hits. He went 2 for 4, had a double, a couple of runs scored, plus a stolen base. Dane St. Clair was 2 for 4, a single, a double, a run scored, and an RBI. Fletcher Coleman had an RBI single as well. Luke Robbins, 2 doubles, an RBI, and a run scored. Overall, Roseburg won at 7-1. Riley Cheney picks up the win. 7 innings pitched, 6 hits, 1 run, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts for Cheney in the victory. A complete game performance for the right-hander. On the other side, Andrew Rodman, he picks up the loss. 5 innings pitched, 8 hits, 6 runs allowed. 2 walks, a hit by pitch, 2 strikeouts for Rodman. Gabe Garcia, 2 innings pitched with 4 hits. A run given up with 2 hit by pitches, no walks, and no strikeouts. So those were the final numbers. Gino Humphrey, he was 3 for 4, the leading hitter for South Eugene. He had 2 singles and a double in the afternoon. Gavin Bush picked up a base hit. He had a single in the 5th inning. Jonah Alexander had a double and a walk in a 1 for 2 afternoon. Liam Donlin had a 1 for 3 day with a double as well. Roseburg able to pick up the victory. We didn't get to say it in the first broadcast, but we do want to say it now. Special thanks to our sponsor, Southern Septic Service. From residential to commercial, Southern Septic Service has your behind covered. When it comes to septic tank plumbing and inspections, portable toilet rentals, and grease trap cleaning, Southern Septic Service is women and veteran owned and a proud supporter of our local sports teams, as well as quality fence, doing it right for you. Call 541-664-2281. So those are the final numbers from game number 1 of the doubleheader. The Indians now 4-2 in league play this season, 8-4 overall on the year. South Eugene, they fall to now 2-11 on the season, 0-7 in league play. Again, first pitch is going to be scheduled for about 1:15. We got the starting lineup for South Eugene, waiting for the text, and actually just got the text as I said that from Coach Tim Sester to get the Roseburg baseball starting lineup. So while we finish our scorebook, or at least I will finish my scorebook, I will send it to a break real quick, but we hope you all enjoyed the Immaculate Grid little section in between, catching things up on some Roseburg sports as well as some other sports in the area. Do want to say, thoughts and prayers go out to Umpqua Community College and their softball team right now. I know that community is hurting. Last night they announced that while traveling back from a softball game in Coos Bay, there was a tragic accident on the road involving members of the UCC athletics program, and that unfortunately one student athlete and one of the coaches for UCC softball lost their lives in the accident. So with this heartbreaking news in the Roseburg community, it's one of those things that we'll be praying for them, and I think that a lot of people in the area will also have thoughts and prayers for the UCC softball program. Us at Brook Communications and here on The Score, we are giving our thoughts and prayers to them as they deal with this tough time. So we'll take a 2-minute timeout. When we return, we'll get you those starting lineups here on 541radio.com and The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in the backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
At Douglas County Farmers Co-op, we want your four-legged friends to be healthy and happy. That's why we stock a carefully curated selection of pet, equine, and livestock supplies. From the premium foods your pets crave to grooming and show supplies that help you shine in the show ring, you'll find it at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our knowledgeable staff are here to help with those tough pet and livestock care questions. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Welcome back here to South Eugene High School. Starting lineup for the Roseburg Indians. Paxton Burke leading things off. Dane St. Clair, he'll be in the 2 spot. Burke at shortstop, St. Clair in center field. Cal Robbins, the third baseman, batting third. Jake Johnson at first base, batting fourth. Luke Robbins, the DH, batting fifth. Danner Wirtz is going to start today and be batting sixth. A.J. Black, the left fielder, batting seventh. Amos Bowers, the catcher, batting eighth. And Caden Austin, the second baseman, rounds out the lineup. Fletcher Coleman is going to be hit for by Luke Robbins, but he'll be playing out in right field. So that is the starting lineup for the Roseburg Indians. For South Eugene, their starting lineup, they're still deciding whether or not to put Gino Humphreys in center field or left field. Him and Brendan Van Ryzen, both of them are going to either be in left center or left field or center field. Well, that is left to be determined, according to their coach, Elijah Simmons. Gavin Bush is going to be the 2-hole hitter, though. He'll be playing at shortstop. Andrew Rodman is going to be the right fielder. Jonah Alexander, the first baseman. Liam Donlin, the DH, batting sixth. Gabe Garcia, the third baseman, batting seventh. Chuck Binstadt, he's going to be the pitcher, batting eighth. And Michael Grilly, the catcher, batting ninth. So that is the lineup for South Eugene. Coaches meeting right now. We'll get in one final 1-minute timeout, and when we return, we'll give you a little bit more extra info from game number 1, and hopefully we'll figure out if Humphrey is in center field or left field here on The Score. 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Always handled my own finances, but I need help.
Get a better understanding of your finances. At Palm Wealth Management, we care about your priorities and help restore financial security. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
How should I be investing my money?
Plan for your future with confidence. At Palm Wealth Management, we'll help you see a clear path to financial peace of mind. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Quality Fences, doing it right for you. Just ask your neighbor. Quality Fences, doing it right for you.
Back here at South Eugene High School, the coach has left the home plate side, and we were told 1:15 start, and looks like the Indians and Axe are both meeting on their respective baselines right now. Clouds have started to roll back in. Still, nonetheless, a beautiful afternoon. 62 degrees, the current temperature here in South Eugene. A little bit cooler than what we had down in Roseburg earlier this week. We had a couple of days in the 80s. It was the hottest days of the year so far on Monday and Tuesday. 84 degrees in Roseburg on Monday, 80 degrees on Tuesday in Roseburg. Today, 62. Feels comfortable. I'm wearing a quarter zip and feels quite nice. Okay, so looking out towards the outfield. And it looks like Brendan Van Ryzen is going to be in center field. So Van Ryzen will be in center field. Humphrey will be in left field. That answers that question for South Eugene. So Humphrey was the center fielder earlier today for South Eugene. It feels like it's been a long day, and that's because it has been. This team was talking to the coaches. They all met at about 7:45 a.m. at the school and then had to get on the bus at 8 and get up here by around 9:15-ish. So a long day. A little bit earlier than they're used to. Today's game got moved up an hour because there's prom going on at South Eugene tonight. So they moved it up from a 12 p.m. start to an 11 a.m. start. So that's why we get the early start today on our Saturday doubleheader in the Southwest Conference. So starting lineup once again for the Roseburg Indians. Paxton Burke leading things off, followed by Dane St. Clair. Cal Robbins batting third. Jake Johnson batting fourth. Luke Robbins batting fifth. Tanner Wirtz batting sixth. A.J. Black, the 7-hole hitter. Amos Bowers is going to be batting eighth, and Caden Austin batting ninth. So that is the starting lineup for the Roseburg Indians. So here is Paxton Burke leading things off. The shortstop once again in game number 2. Burke gets in the box. First pitch is on its way, and the pitch misses outside. As we had started at 1:18, a couple of minutes later than scheduled. Nonetheless, a beautiful day for baseball here in game number 2. Chuck Binstadt, the right-hander, with a 1-0 pitch, is hit back up the middle, and Paxton Burke picks up a leadoff single for the Indians. So one batter, one hit to start for Roseburg here in the top of the first inning. That brings up Dane St. Clair. So St. Clair at the plate. Left-handed hitter. Rattles the bat. First pitch to him is inside, and Burke's going to take second as the ball gets past Michael Grilly, the catcher. Still writing in my lineup right now. Always the fun part of a doubleheader. But 1 ball and no strikes to Dane St. Clair. Pretty much almost have everything written in, at least for the Roseburg side. As now there's going to be a little bit of a meeting with Michael Grilly and Chuck Binstadt. But it is always a quick turnaround, and normally the coaches are writing in the starting lineup literally minutes before the game starts. And so as a broadcaster, you barely get any time to really fill in the lineup for yourself because they're in their own world finishing the lineup for the game. Pitch comes in for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike to St. Clair, who had a pretty good game number 1. St. Clair in game number 1 had a double, had a single, had an RBI, and had a run scored. Binstadt working out of the stretch with a runner at second. Pitch to St. Clair in the turf. Grilly keeps it in front of him. So 1 ball and 1 strike. 0-0 the score here in the top of the first. South Eugene again. Purple jerseys today. Black numbers. White trim. Black caps for the Axe. St. Clair, low swing. Grounds it to first base. Going to be a tough play for the first baseman. And Alexander, and St. Clair legs it out for an infield hit. It took Alexander away from the bag, and St. Clair with his speed, he was able to beat it out for an infield hit. Burke advances to third base, and so now runners on the corners. Nobody out here in the top of the first, and it'll bring up Cal Robbins, who is red hot today. A phenomenal afternoon so far for Cal. Had a home run, couple of doubles in game number 1. We'll see if he keeps it up here in game number 2. Indians threatening right away with Binstat on the bump. No balls and no strikes. Robbins awaiting the first pitch from Binstat. Right-hander kicks and deals, runner on the move. Cal swings and pops one up, foul territory, first base side, and it goes out of play. Foul ball, 0-1. No balls and a strike. Indians today, the black jerseys, Roseburg, written in orange across the chest. Gray pants, black and orange piping down the side of the pants. Black caps today for Roseburg with Roseburg R. The 0-1, Robbins swings as St. Clair was on the move once again, and he fouls it away. No balls and 2 strikes. Indians had 11 hits in game number 1. Looking to keep it up here in game number 2. Go 2-0 on the afternoon. Sweep the doubleheader and improve to 9-4 on the season. Trying to get back in the win column as Robbins swings and drives the ball in the air towards left center field. Coming in is Van Ryzen, who makes the catch for out number 1. Tagging at third and coming in to score is Paxton Burke. And the Indians take the lead 1-0 here in the top of the first inning. St. Clair remains at first base, so first out is recorded. First run comes in. 1-0 Roseburg here in the top of the first. And here's Jake Johnson. Johnson going to be at first base as St. Clair's on the move. Ball is in the dirt, and it gets away from Grilly, so St. Clair will steal second. Runner in scoring position now for Roseburg as Jake Johnson has an opportunity for an RBI. Johnson in game number 1 had a double and a single plus a stolen base, pair of runs as well. Opportunity for his first RBI of the afternoon. Johnson swings, pops it up towards right field. It's trailing off towards the right of the line, and it lands foul. 1 ball and 1 strike to Johnson. Again, his grandfather drove in today from Bend. Going to spend the weekend down with Jake's family. Spend the Easter holiday together tomorrow. So hoping to get a hit once again in front of his grandpa. His brother Cody is also in attendance today. Pitch down and away. Now 2 balls and a strike. So 2 balls and a strike to Jake Johnson. Indians trying to double their lead. 1-0 they lead here in the top of the first. Throw back towards second. Diving back there safely is St. Clair. And now a conversation. So Grilly will go talk things over with his pitcher. Binstat, the starter here in game number 2. Binstat, a junior. Game number 1, he was the starting right fielder. Andrew Rodman, who was the starter in game number 1, will be in right field here in game number 2. 2-1. Ground ball to third, bobbled initially by the third baseman Garcia. The throw to first base, not in time. So Johnson will reach on an error. With runners at first and second. Still 1 out, and he'll bring up Luke Robbins. So Robbins at the plate. Runners at first and second. Luke also had a pair of hits in game number 1. Both runners on the move. Throw goes to third, and St. Clair slides in safely. It looked like the pitch missed outside. So 1 ball and no strikes. Now 2 runners in scoring position. A chance for a pair of RBIs here for Robbins. Still just 1 out in the inning. Came on the sacrifice fly by Luke's brother, Cal. So St. Clair steals 2 bases in the inning. And now a pitch to Robbins is lined to left field. It's down the left field line, and it is fair. 2 runs are going to come in and score. Robbins digging for second, and he'll get there standing up with a double. Luke Robbins stays hot. After game number 1, he picked up 2 doubles. He has his 3rd of the afternoon, and the Indians extend the lead. It's 3-0 here in the top of the 1st. Brings up Danner Wirtz after the bases clearing double. Still just 1 out in the inning. And now here's Danner Wirtz, the pitcher, who can help himself out. And he'll do just that. He'll line it to right field for a base hit. Robbins will come in and score. Wirtz stops at first with an RBI single, and it's 4-0 Roseburg here in the opening inning. So the bats stay hot. Robbins scores from second. And now A.J. Black, the 7-hole hitter. First pitch. Black takes a strike. Riley Cheney in the game as a replacement runner, and he's able to steal second base. So Danner Wirtz, the pitcher, is replaced by Cheney as a replacement runner. He's able to come in and steal second. And now a runner in scoring position. No balls and a strike. So Black an opportunity for an RBI. Chance to stretch the lead to 5. First pitch, or second pitch, I should say. Inside, 1 ball and a strike. So 1-1 to A.J. Black. Then stats pitch. Called a strike. Came in right at the letters. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Black. Gets the start in left field once again. Was hitless in game number 1. Although he did reach first base on a hit by a pitch. Pair of ground outs and a fly out to center field. Black fouls off the pitch. Looked like it might have gotten Michael Grilly right behind the plate. Shook it off with his shoulder. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2. Popped in the air out towards the first base side, out of play. So umpire going to ask for new balls. In fact, actually, yesterday I was watching a video. Somebody was asking people around an office building how many baseballs are used in an average MLB game, and the answer was 100. I mean, it kind of makes sense. You'd think that's a lot of baseballs, but with the amount of foul balls there are, and in MLB, a lot of pitchers, they prefer new balls even if it's just a little bit scuffed, and so typically an MLB baseball game will go through about 100 baseballs a game. I'm not sure if we'll get through 100 baseballs this afternoon, but it made me think of that with the foul ball going out towards the ditch. 1-2, inside, and it hits Black on the hip. So that's the second time he's been hit by a pitch this afternoon. First time here in game number 2. Still just 1 out, 2 on now, and it'll bring up the 8th batter of the inning, Amos Bowers. There's going to be a mound meeting for Chuck Binstadt. Special thanks to our sponsor, Roseburg Disposal, who is our pregame sponsor. Let them make the run to the dump for you. Call Roseburg Disposal at 673-7122. Again, special thanks to our pregame sponsor today, Roseburg Disposal. Let them make the run to the dump for you. Call Roseburg Disposal at 673-7122. And special thanks to Barnes Heating and Cooling, your complete energy company. Visit barnesheatingandcooling.com or call 541-459-1545. So runners at first and second. Still just one out in the top of the first. 4-0. Roseburg with the lead. Indians won game number 1, 7-1. And now Amos Bowers will come to the plate. His first at bat of the afternoon, the catcher here in game number 2. He shows bunt. Bunts it down the third base side. A pretty good bunt, barehanded by the pitcher. Throw to first base, and Binstat's throw is wide. That'll allow Cheney to come in to score from second as he goes around third base and comes in to score after the ball found its way into the outfield. Heading to third base is A.J. Black. And that was a beautiful bunt from Amos Bowers. Might have beaten out the throw. I'm going to count it as a hit and then an error to advance the runners. So now Nick Ruiz is going to be at second base as a replacement runner for Amos Bowers. Now Caden Austin to the plate. Still just one out in the inning. It is 5-0. First pitch comes in for a strike. 0-1. So runners at second and third. 5-0 Roseburg here in the top of the first. Ninth batter of the inning. It's been a long one so far. Pitch to Austin, grounded towards the left side. Garcia bobbles it in the field, throws to first base, beats Austin. The throw comes home, and that's not in time as A.J. Black comes in to score. As the Indians extend the lead, it is 6-0 on the RBI ground out by Caden Austin. So now Paxton Burke will come up for the second time in this inning. Led off the game with a base hit single. Now the second time in the inning, he faces off against Binstat and misses outside. 1 ball and no strikes. One ball, no strikes. Here's the pitch. It goes outside. 2-0. So Burke, a single his first time up, now with 2 hits today. Also picked up a hit in the first inning last game and then was hitless for the remainder of the game, although he did pick up a walk. Takes a pitch outside. Now 3 balls and no strikes. See if Burke gets the green light here. Binstats 3-0. Right down Broadway, called the strike. 3-1. Binstats 3-1. Burke fouls it off and we'll see another pitch. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Binstat trying to get out of the inning. Has 2 outs, just a strike away from getting out of the inning with just the 6 runs coming in. And a pair of errors in the inning. Some hits as well for Roseburg. Pitch in, and it's fouled away by Paxton Burke. Heading towards the parking lot to the left of us. It's behind us. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Burke. Benstat's pitch is in the turf, and it's going to be a walk to Paxton. It'll extend the inning. So it brings up Dane St. Clair. St. Clair singled, stole a couple of bases, and came in to score earlier in this inning. Ruiz standing at second. Burke at first. First pitch, low. 1 ball and no strikes to St. Clair. It was the 11th batter of the inning for Roseburg. So the Bats stay hot here in game number 2. They scored 7 runs in game number 1. Now 6 runs to start this one. And St. Clair lines it deep towards center field. Reaching up and making the catch is Brendan Van Ryzen for out number 3. Well, the Indians get helped out with a couple of errors, but overall they have a total of 5 hits in the inning. They leave 2 stranded and score 6 runs. We'll head to the bottom of the first inning. The score is 6-0, Roseburg with the lead. You're listening to Roseburg Baseball. You're on 541radio.com and the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Back here for game number 2. It is the bottom of the first inning. It is 6-0, Roseburg with the lead. Tanner Wirtz is going to get the start here in game number 2. The young freshman that threw a no-hitter 2 weeks ago today. We'll see if he can do it again against South Eugene. Threw 7 innings and picked up the win against South Medford. Went only 1 over the minimum. Really an impressive feat for the freshman. And we'll see if he has some success here today in a start against South Eugene. In steps Gino Humphrey, the left fielder. First pitch from Wirtz misses. 1 ball and no strikes. Special thanks to our sponsor, Dr. Alanza Randall, Family and Cosmetic Dentistry. Visit drrandall.com. Call 541-378-6694. Wirtz comes into the zone with a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike to Humphrey, who is the best hitter for South Eugene in game number 1. Went 3 for 4, 2 singles and a double. His leadoff hitter looks to stay hot. Wirtz delivers a pitch that's fouled off at the plate. 1-2. Defensively for Roseburg, A.J. Black out in left field, Dane St. Clair in center field, Fletcher Coleman in right. Cal Robbins is at third base, Paxton Burke the shortstop, Caden Austin at second base, Jake Johnson at first base, and Amos Bowers is catching behind the plate. Bowers was the catcher for Tanner Wirtz in that game that he did throw the no-hitter in. Coach Thompson talked about it in the pregame show about how he likes to pair the pitchers with catchers they like, and there's the connection on display. A strikeout for Tanner Wirtz gets Humphrey looking for out number 1. So 1 out, nobody on, 6-0 the score. Roseburg with the lead here in the bottom of the first, and now Gavin Bush will come up to the plate. The shortstop takes a pitch low from Wirtz. 1 ball and no strikes. Bush, the senior, in game number 1, went 1 for 3, had a hit in his last at-bat. That was in the 5th inning. Prior to that, a pop-up behind the plate and a ground out to short. This time he rolls to third to throw across the diamond from Cal to first base in time. to retire Bush for out number 2. Quickly 2 away. Here in the bottom of the first, 6-0. Roseburg with the lead. And now Brendan Van Ryzen will come to the plate. Center fielder. Cuts through the first pitch. 0-1. So Wirtz gets ahead early. Starting strong. Game number 1 played at first base. And after playing in the field and hitting, he'll pitch and hit here in game number 2. Misses down and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Wirtz is 1-1. In the zone. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Wirtz an opportunity for his second strikeout. 1-2. Called strike 3. Rings them up. It's a 1-2-3 inning with 2 strikeouts for Tanner Wirtz here in the bottom of the first. The Axe go down in order. We'll head now to the top of the second. Roseburg is leading 6-0. You're listening to Roseburg Baseball here on 541radio.com and the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in the backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
At Douglas County Farmers Co-op, we want your four-legged friends to be healthy and happy. That's why we stock a carefully curated selection of pet, equine, and livestock supplies. From the premium foods your pets crave to grooming and show supplies that help you shine in the show ring, you'll find it at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our knowledgeable staff are here to help with those tough pet and livestock care questions. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Looking like we have a new pitcher for inning number 2 for South Eugene. So coming into the game is going to be Jonah Alexander. So Alexander will come in for Chuck Binstadt. So Alexander and Roadman will go from right field to first base. Andrew was the starter in game number 1, and trying to look and see who's out in right field now. I believe it is Binstadt. Looks like it. So Binstadt out in right field. Jonah Alexander to the mound, and Andrew Roadman from right field to first base. So the Indians coming back up to hit. Here's Cal Robbins, second AB of the day, and he fouls off the first pitch, 0-1. No balls and a strike to Robbins. Had a sac fly in the last inning. Swings and grounds the ball foul, 0-2. So 5 hits, 6 runs, no walks, 1 hit by pitch, and no strikeouts for Binstadt in his start today. Robbins fouls it off. Will be 0-2 once again. So Cal Robbins, Jake Johnson, and Luke Robbins, 3-4-5 due up for the Indians here in inning number 2 as they lead by 6-0. Alexander delivers a pitch. A little bit high, maybe. 1 ball, 2 strikes. South Eugene, their fans certainly didn't like that call. Robbins rips it deep towards left field. His second home run of the game. I guess day, but either way, Cal has his second big fly of the afternoon. As he extends the lead, it's now 7-0. He had the home run in game number 1. Feels like the same game as the bats have just stayed hot. And this time he clears the fence for the second time this afternoon. His second home run of his Roseburg baseball career. Both of them coming today at this ballpark. And now 7-0 Roseburg with the lead. Brings up Jake Johnson. Johnson reached on an error. His first time up, that was last inning. Alexander delivers a pitch low. 1 ball and no strikes to Jake Johnson. Jake pitched on Tuesday against Sheldon. Threw 6 1/3, allowed 6 hits, 3 runs. Johnson fouls off a pitch to the third base side. 1 ball and 1 strike. It's turned into an absolutely spectacular day here in South Eugene. Mostly blue skies, partly cloudy. But a gorgeous, gorgeous backdrop to look at. 1 ball and 2 strikes after Alexander's third pitch comes in for a strike. 1-2. Pitch down and away, 2 balls and 2 strikes. 7-0 Roseburg with the lead. They're on the top of the second inning. Two. Foul tipped into the mitt. It's a strikeout for Jonah Alexander as Alexander, the sophomore, picks up his first strikeout. It's a good way to respond after giving up a home run. So 1 out, nobody on, and now here's Luke Robbins. Had a 2 RBI double last inning for Roseburg. First pitch, Luke takes a strike. No balls and a strike. Danner Wirtz, the pitcher for Roseburg, went 1-2-3 in order, sending down the axe in the bottom of the first. Roseburg 6 runs last inning on 5 hits, and now Robbins tees one up deep towards left field. This one going to stay in the park, as making the catch in left center field is the center fielder, Brendan Van Ryzen, for out number 2. Now here is Danner after his impressive inning on the mound. Trying to extend the inning for himself, maybe add some more runs to help him out. Had an RBI single last inning. First pitch swinging last inning. Now this time he takes the first pitch for a strike. No balls and a strike, 2 outs. Here on the top of the second, 7-0 Roseburg with the lead. Alexander delivers a pitch at the letters for a strike. Looked a little bit high from the Roseburg side, and it feels like both sides disagreeing with some of the calls here in this inning. The 0-2, swing and a miss, a strikeout for Jonah Alexander as Wirtz goes down whiffing. The Indians add on a run thanks to the solo shot by Cal Robbins. We'll now head to the bottom of the second inning. The score is 7-0, Roseburg leading here on 541radio.com. And the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
I'm confused by the huge market swings.
Get a better understanding of your finances. At Palm Wealth Management, we care about your priorities and help restore financial security. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Do I have enough money put away to retire?
Plan for your future with confidence. At Palm Wealth Management, we'll help you see a clear path to financial peace of mind. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Quality Fences, doing it right for you. Just your neighbor.
They reflect a style as unique as you are. They make first impressions. They provide space, add lasting beauty, and security. Quality is a reflection of who you are. That's why all your fencing projects begin here.
Quality Fences, doing it right for you.
7-0 the score. Bottom of the second. It is Roseburg on top of South Eugene. Game number 2 of the doubleheader. Roseburg looking for the sweep today. Andrew Rodman leading things off against Danner Wirtz here in the bottom of the second. Wirtz a 1-2-3 inning on the mound. Last inning, the freshman delivers a pitch that swung on and missed. A beautiful pitch that broke down and inside to Rodman. 0-1. So Rodman was the starter in game number 1. Through 5 innings, allowed 8 hits, 6 earned runs. Picked up the loss in game number 1, but a pretty good outing overall. Foul tips a pitch, and now Wirtz is ahead. No balls and 2 strikes. Danner had 2 strikeouts last inning, both of them looking strikeouts, one to Gino Humphrey and the other one to Brendan Van Ryzen. The 0-2 pitch, called strike 3. Third strikeout for Wirtz. 1 out here in the bottom of the second. Brings up Jonah Alexander, who started the day at first base, now going to be the pitcher. First pitch. A little bit low. 1 ball and no strikes. 1 out here in the bottom of the second of a 7-0 game. Wirtz fires in a strike. 1-1. Wirtz, he has no windup, just working out of the stretch. Fires in a pitch that is grounded foul to the third base side. Wirtz gets ahead once again. 1 ball and 2 strikes. An opportunity here for his 4th strikeout. He's facing off against his 5th batter. 1-2. Down and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Wirtz misses down low. Now 3 balls and 2 strikes. So Wirtz, this is his 3rd start, 5th appearance of the year. Swing and a miss. Another strikeout for Danner Wirtz. 2nd out of the inning. 4th strikeout of the ball game. Quickly 2 away here in the bottom of the second. Now Liam Donlin will come to the plate. Swing and a miss on the first pitch. 0-1. So 2 outs, nobody on for Liam Donlin. Wirtz's pitch in the zone. 0-2. Chance for a 1-2-3 inning with 3 strikeouts. Wirtz is 0-2. Fouled away. Donlin stays alive. The 0-2. Called strike 3. 3 batters, 3 strikeouts, 5 in the afternoon. 1, 2, 3, the Axe go. We'll now head to the top of the 3rd inning as Danner Wirtz continues his excellence in inning number 2. Indians lead 7-0 as we head to the top of the 3rd here on 541radio.com and the score 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Turn your home into your dream sanctuary with help from Douglas County Farmers Co-op. For over 100 years, we've carried everything you need to keep your garden and crops green and growing, including a large selection of soil mixes, composts, fertilizers, and other soil amendments. You'll also find stones, boulders, gravel, and more to add structure and diversity to your yard. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Welcome back to South Eugene High School. Special thanks to our sponsor, Chuck Schwarman Family Auto Repair. Are you ready to go where life takes you? Top of the third inning, it is 7-0. Roseburg with the lead. First pitch to A.J. Black from Jonah Alexander comes in the zone for a strike. 0-1. So the Indians 6 runs in the first, 1 run in the second. See what happens here in the third as Black unloads on a pitch deep towards center field. Going back is Van Ryzen, and he makes the catch on the run in dead center field to retire Black for out number 1. Brings up Amos Bowers. He'll be followed by Caden Austin. 7, 8, 9 will due up this inning. So the bottom of the order due up for the Indians. Now 1 out, nobody on. Here in the top of the third. Jonah Alexander, his second inning of work came in for Chuck Binstadt. And inning number 1, he struggled, and so just 1 inning for the right-hander, and now Alexander comes in, the sophomore. He's looked a little bit sharper. It's head, no balls, and a strike to Amos Bowers. The 0-1. A little bit high. 1 ball and 1 strike. South Eugene 2-11 on the year. Roseburg now 8-4 after game number 1. Pitch fouled off. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Amos Bowers. So Bowers, he had an RBI single his first time up. That was his first hit of the afternoon. Did not play in game number 1. Swings and fouls it away. 1-2. We'll keep it there. Again, he was the catcher for Danner Wirtz when he threw the no-hitter a couple of weeks ago against South Medford. So that connection is back in order, and so far, so good. And now Bowers will go down swinging. A strikeout for Alexander. That's his third. Quickly, 2 away here in the top of the third inning. Brings up Caden Austin. RBI ground out his first time up. Austin kicks the leg and will take a strike. 0-1. So the Indians with 6 hits and 7 runs today. Austin pops up the ball towards center field. Van Ryzen in and makes the catch in dead center. And that'll do it for the Indians in the top of the third. 1, 2, 3, Roseburg goes. We'll now head to the bottom of the third inning. The score is 7-0 in favor of the Tribe. We'll head to the bottom of the third on the other half of this break here on 541radio.com. And the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Communications radio stations have joined forces with a news review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
How should I be investing my money?
Plan for your future with confidence. At Palm Wealth Management, we'll help you see a clear path to financial peace of mind. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
In today's big box store, how-to YouTube video world, it is hard to do it yourself. If you're fixing your fence or putting in a new one, the only place to start is Quality Fence. We stock almost anything you need and take the time to show you how to really do it yourself. Visit the Quality Fence showroom in Roseburg and get great fencing ideas at QualityFenceCo.com.
Quality Fence is doing it right for you.
Seven to nothing the score. Bottom of the third inning. Danner Wirtz back to work. Set to face off against the bottom of the order for South Eugene. First pitch is fouled away by Gabe Garcia. No balls and a strike. Been missing it, but it is the top of the hour. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. One ball and one strike. Pitch from Wirtz in the turf. 2 balls and a strike here in the bottom of the third. Special thanks to our sponsor, Flyaway Travel. Contact the travel experts at Travel Leader, Flyaway Travel, and make sure that you have an agent in your corner. Call 541-672-5701. Garcia hits the ball pretty deep out towards left field. It's hooking a foul, and it's going to land foul. Two balls and 2 strikes. Wirtz with 5 strikeouts to the first 6 batters he's faced. Gets a pop-up a mile high in the infield. Just beyond the mound, Burke will actually make the catch, I believe with his toes on the mound, for out number 1. Brings up Chuck Binstadt, who's the starting pitcher today and now in right field. So Binstadt to the plate. Nobody on and 1 out. First pitch in the zone for a strike. 0-1. The 0-1 pitch is fouled away to the first base side. 0-2. So Wirtz ahead once again, a chance for his 6th strikeout. He's been getting ahead early. A lot of looking strikeouts. Can't connect with the zone that time. A little bit low. Would have been outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The 8-hole hitter for South Eugene as the Indians lead 7-0. 1-2. Grounder through the 3-4 hole into right field, and that's the first base runner and hit of the game for the Axe. So we will not have another no-hitter by Danner Wirtz this afternoon. He was perfect through the first 7 batters with 5 strikeouts. A really good first start. But Binstadt, he answers back with a single and puts a runner at first base here in the bottom of the third. Pitch comes in a little bit low. 1 ball and no strikes to Michael Grilly, the catcher. Pitch is fouled away now. 1 ball and 1 strike with a runner at first. Special thanks to our sponsor, Fisher's Hearth and Home, serving Douglas County for over 30 years with the largest selection of wood, gas, pellet, and electric stoves and fireplaces in the area. Check out their store on West Harvard Avenue. Pitch down and away. 2 balls and a strike. Indians leading 7-0 here in the bottom of the third. Wirtz misses outside. 3 balls and a strike. Amos Bauer's going to go try to settle down Wirtz after a couple of misfires. Pretty good crowd of Roseburg fans have made the trip north. Not the longest road trip, in fact. South Eugene, one of the easier road trips to make for the Indians. Don't have to go all the way to North Eugene to Sheldon. Pretty nice to just get off at exit 189 to 30th Avenue. Pitch down and away, and Binstadt's going to advance to second regardless. The ball gets away from Bowers behind the plate. It's a walk to Grilly. First walk given up by Wirtz, and he was excellent through the first 2 innings. And now back-to-back batters reach base safely. So 2 on, 1 out in the bottom of the third. 7-0. Roseburg with the lead. Turns over the lineup for Gino Humphrey. So Humphrey gets in the box. Runners at first and second. Wertz kicks and deals, and it's a little bit low. 1 ball and no strikes. As Wertz has certainly slowed down after rolling through the first 2 innings. Fires in a strike, 1-1. Wertz last through week ago Wednesday against Sprague, through 4 innings in that one against Olympians. Ground ball to third. Robbins fields it. Throws to first on 1 hop. Johnson picks it for the out. Tough play for Jake Johnson on the throw from Robbins, but they're able to retire Humphrey for out number 2. Both runners will advance, but 2 outs and 2 in scoring position now for South Eugene. Oh, scratch that. They're at a, say, safe. So after initially ruling out, the umpires met and decided that it was safe. So an E5 will load the bases. So 1 out, the first error of the game for Roseburg. Bases loaded for the 2-hole hitter, Gavin Bush. Bush swings and pops one up in the infield. Paxton Burke, the shortstop, calls off Caden Austin and makes the catch for out number 2. So now 2 outs, bases loaded. And Wertz has an opportunity here to get out of the inning unscathed. Big opportunity for South Eugene offensively after having nothing going in the first 2 innings. Bases loaded. Chance to get back in the ball game. Wertz delivers a pitch that's grounded foul by Brendan Van Ryzen. Looked like he fouled it off his foot, and he's limping a little bit as he heads back towards the box. It's going to take a couple of seconds to walk it off. Definitely a little bit of a stinger. No balls and a strike. Pitch from Wertz. This is down low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Pitch in from Wertz. In the zone for a strike, 1-2. So Wertz a strike away from getting out of this bases loaded jam. Had 5 strikeouts the first 2 innings. None so far here in the third, but an opportunity for his 6th strikeout. 1-2. Line to left field. It is down the line, and it is fair. That'll score 1 run. Second run coming in Grilly. Racing around third is Humphrey, and he'll come in and score. It's a bases clearing double for Brendan Van Ryzen. And the X are on the board. It is 7-3. So the air keeps the inning alive. 3 unearned runs in. As Humphrey comes in from first base, Binstad in from third, and Grilly in from second. So Wertz almost out of the inning unscathed, and now they're talking with Van Ryzen at second base. He's still limping a little bit from fouling off the pitch off himself. He's trying to stay in the game, but he's certainly in a little bit of pain. Now he's gone to a full squat. They're going to have a pinch runner for him. Bryce Roberts, a sophomore, is going to come in for Van Ryzen. See if Roberts remains in the game on the other half this inning. But Andrew Rodman is going to come up to the plate with a runner at second. So Wirtz on the mound and Rodman at the plate. Pitch from Wirtz. Looked at for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. So South Eugene has cut the lead down from 7 to 4. And a chance to cut it to 3 as this is fouled away by Rodman. 1-2. Rodman, just a sophomore. It's a very young South Eugene team. 5 seniors on the roster, but a lot of really good young players. Pitch low. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs and a runner at second. Bottom of the third, 7-3 the score. Pitch from Wirtz. Swing and a miss. A strikeout for Danner. That's his 6th strikeout of the afternoon. And that'll do it for the X. 3 unearned runs come in on a total of 2 hits and an error, 1 left stranded. We'll now head to the 4th inning. The score is 7-3, Roseburg with the lead. You're listening to Roseburg Baseball here on 541radio.com and the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Always handled my own finances, but I need help.
Get a better understanding of your finances. At Palm Wealth Management, we care about your priorities and help restore financial security. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
How should I be investing my money?
Plan for your future with confidence. At Palm Wealth Management, we'll help you see a clear path to financial peace of mind. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Quality Fences, doing it right for you. Just ask your neighbor. Quality Fences, doing it right for you.
Top of the 4th inning here at South Eugene High School. Special thanks to our sponsor, DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop, as well as Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County. So Jonah Alexander back on the bump for the South Eugene Axe here in the top of the 4th inning. South Eugene able to get 2 hits, 3 runs in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Cut into the Roseburg lead. It was 7-0, now 7-3, a 4-run game. Now Roseburg's offense will go back to work. It's going to be the top of the order. Paxton Burke, Dane St. Clair, and Cal Robbins do up 1, 2, and 3 here in the top of the 4th inning. So here is Paxton Burke to lead things off in the top of the 4th inning. Alexander gets on the mound. First pitch, a little bit high. The 1 ball and no strikes to Burke. So earlier in between games, we had it on the radio. If you weren't tuning in on the radio and you were just watching online, we'll explain what happened in between games. Pitch comes in for a strike, 1-1. Did a little segment, me and Joey, earlier yesterday. We recorded a little bit of a segment where we did an immaculate grid together. If you're unfamiliar with an immaculate grid, as Burke swings and pops up the ball towards center field, and to make the catch in center field is Roberts for out number 1. To explain what an immaculate grid is, it's a baseball game brought to you by Baseball Reference. You could head to immaculategrid.com and see what I'm talking about. But basically what it is it gives you a grid, 3 columns and 3 rows, where it gives you a category and you try to guess a MLB baseball player that fits those categories, as this is fouled away by St. Clair, 0-1. 7-3, Roseburg with the lead here in the top of the 4th. But basically, so it'll say like an example for today, it said all-star and played catcher for at least one game in the MLB. So you would have to guess a former MLB catcher that was also an all-star, and you'd guess that player, and if you're right, you'll get that one pick for the grid. St. Clair fouls it away, and it's now 0-2. So yesterday, me and Joey did that grid. Today, if you were playing, you could have honestly done Paxton's dad, Paxton Burke's dad, Jamie Burke, former big leaguer. Could have put him for played major leagues and played catcher. That was the category. Very easy category today. Pitch a little bit high, 1-2. Thought about picking him afterwards. I chose Hector Sanchez, a former catcher for the San Francisco Giants. He was Buster Posey's backup from back in the day. Pitching away, now 2 balls and 2 strikes. But today, the 3 columns were All-Star, Gold Glove, Major League baseball player. Pitch now to St. Clair. A little bit low, now 3 balls and 2 strikes. The rows were played catcher, minimum 1 game, played left field, minimum of 1 game, and played right field, a minimum of 1 game. St. Clair drives the ball deep towards right field. It's heading back towards the wall, and it's short of the wall, but it rolls all the way to the wall. St. Clair looking for a triple as the throw will come into home plate. St. Clair standing up at third base with a stand-up triple as the Indians' offense goes back to work. 1 out, and now a runner at third base. So a triple. It's a runner at third for Cal Robbins. 1 for 2, 3 RBIs today. A home run, or rather 2 home runs today. Sorry, two RBIs here in game number 2. A home run and a sacrifice fly. It was a solo shot to lead things off a couple of innings ago in the second. He was the first batter to face off against Jonah Alexander, and he took him deep. And now falls behind 0-1. Alexander's pitch. Misses outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. So St. Clair at third. Again, you can head over to ImmaculateGrid.com. I love playing it. It's a brand new grid every day. They refresh it. Pretty fun one today. Robbins swings and misses. 1-2. So for today, I had All-Star, played catcher 1 game. James McCann, former Detroit Tigers catcher. His profile picture has him with the Orioles. I think he was an All-Star in 2019 with the Tigers, though. Pitch goes outside, gets behind the plate. St. Clair, he's going to come home, and he will score. Indians get another run. It is now 8-3 on the wild pitch by Alexander. So now 2 balls and 2 strikes to Robbins. 1 out, nobody on. 8-3 the score. Indians lead back to 5. Pitch a little bit high. Now full, 3-2. Gold Glove and catcher today. In that category, I had Buster Posey. 5% of the voters also selected Buster. Pitch down low. Whew. South Eugene wanted that one to be called a strike. Instead, it's a walk to Robbins. Puts a runner at first base for Jake Johnson. So here's Jake Johnson. Reached on an air, struck out swinging. His 2 previous at-bats. Third time up today for the first baseman. Takes pitch inside, throw back towards first base. Robbins gets back there safely. 1 ball and no strikes. Again, I had Hector Sanchez as played in the major leagues and was a catcher. 1 ball and no strikes. The pitch over the head of Johnson. Throw back towards first, and back there safely is Robbins. Played left field a minimum of 1 game and was an All-Star. I had Carl Crawford, the former Dodger and Tampa Bay Ray. Gold Glover played at left field a minimum of 1 game. Kevin Kiermaier, who we actually brought up in that in-between segment. 2% of the vote had him, former Blue Jay and Ray. Kyle Lewis I had for left fielder, played in the MLB. 0.01% of the vote had Kyle Lewis. As there's mound meeting with the coach and South Eugene players out there with Jonah Alexander. All-Star played a minimum of 1 game in right field. I had Andre Ethier today, 0.2%. Nick Markakis at 1% as the Gold Glover that played in right field. And then Melky Cabrera, former right fielder, played in the MLB, former Blue Jay and Giant, and I believe Chicago White Sox. So those were my picks today for Immaculate Grid. You can head over to ImmaculateGrid.com if you want to do yours. Really fun to play each day, especially if you're a big baseball fan like Joey and I. So we're going to miss now 2 balls and a strike. So we'll definitely maybe try to bring that back moving forward for these double headers. Try to create a fun little tradition in between games. Pitch a little bit low, throw back towards first base, and back there safely once again is Robbins. 3 balls and a strike here in the top of the 4th. 8-3 the score. It's Roseburg leading. Still just 1 out in the inning. The 3-1 pitch. Low. So it's a walk, but 2 on. Back-to-back walks to Robbins and Johnson. Puts runners at first and second for Luke Robbins. Breeze starting to pick up a little bit. It's been blowing consistently throughout the game, but it's a pleasant breeze. Not too cold. Kind of nice. Feels like spring again. So Robbins to the dish. His brother Cal standing at second. Jake Johnson at first. Jonah Alexander working out of the stretch. Looks towards second. Now kicks to the plate. Luke takes a strike on the inside part of the plate. No balls and a strike to Luke Robbins, who has a 2 RBI double and a fly out to center field here in game number 2. The 0-1. Oh, hit the batting helmet of Robbins. Went inside, he tried to duck, and it hit the back of his batting helmet. So that'll load the bases. Still just 1 out, and it'll bring up Big Danner Wirtz. Opportunity to help himself out as the pitcher will come to the plate after walk, hit by pitch have loaded them all up. RBI single and a strikeout so far for Wirtz. Out of the windup, Alexander delivers a pitch that's belted out to right field. It's down for a base hit. Cal Robbins in to score. Stopping at third base is Jake Johnson. And the Indians have extended the lead. It is now 9-3. So everybody up a station. Cal in to score. Johnson from second to third. Robbins from first to second. And Wirtz at first base with his second RBI single of the afternoon here in game number 2. 9-3. It's a 6-run lead for Roseburg. Pitch to A.J. Black is fouled off into the mitt of Michael Grilly for strike number 1. Indians looking to add on to their lead. 2 runs already scored in the inning. Still just 1 out. It was the leadoff batter Paxton Burke who flew out to begin this inning. Since then, triple, walk, hit by pitch, single. 1 ball and 1 strike. Alexander winds and delivers. Fouled away. 1 ball and 2 strikes. A.J. Black, a hit by pitch back in the first. Flew out to center field last inning in the third. 1-2 pitch. Black pops the ball up deep towards right field. Going back and making the catch out in right field is Benstadt. In to score from third base is Jake Johnson, and the Indians extend the lead. It's back to a 7-run ball game. It is 10-3 on the sacrifice fly. So 2 outs. Runners on the corners. And in steps the 8th batter of the inning, Amos Bowers. Bowers takes a pitch for a strike. 0-1. Amos an RBI single in the first, a strikeout swing in last inning in the third. Indians have plated 3 runs and have an opportunity to add on to their lead. And later in this ball game, in the top of the 4th, it is 10-3 the score. Tribe leading by 7. Bowers rips it deep towards left field, but at the track and making the catch is Gino Humphrey. A hard line out from Amos Bowers, and that'll do it for the Indians in the 4th. A total of 3 runs come in on 2 hits. They leave 2 stranded, and no errors defensively for South Eugene. We're going to the bottom of the 4th inning. It is a 7-run ball game once again. The score is 10-3, Roseburg leading. You're on 541radio.com, and the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Bottom of the 4th inning, it is 10-3, Roseburg with the lead. Special thanks to our sponsor, McClendon Smokehouse, a family-owned meat shop and smokehouse offering a wide selection plus fresh produce, baked goods, and a general grocery selection. Stop by on West Harvard Avenue. So, bottom of the 4th inning, as the first pitch is fouled away by Jonah Alexander. Here in a 10-3 ball game, Roseburg with the lead. Indians scoring 3 runs in the top of the 4th inning. Now, Tanner Wirtz back to work and delivers a pitch inside, and Alexander is going to be hit by a pitch. So, leadoff batter is aboard. Alexander, the 5-hole hitter, is now at first base after the hit by pitch, and it brings up Liam Donlin. So, Tanner Wirtz was perfect through the first 2 innings. Last inning, gave up 3 runs. They were all unearned, and E5 extended the inning, and 3 runs came in on a bases-clearing double by Brendan Van Ryzen. No balls and a strike from Wirtz. Delivers a pitch for a strike, throw back towards first base. Close play, but Alexander just gets back safely. No balls and 2 strikes to Donlin, who was strikeout victim number 5. Wirtz has 6 strikeouts in the afternoon through the first 3 innings. Looking for number 7 here. Fouled off. Donlin stays alive. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Wirtz comes set. Pitch in. Hit in the air pretty deep out towards left field. Towards the wall is A.J. Black, who makes the catch in left center field in one of the deepest parks of the ballpark. Out number 1 is recorded on the flyout to left field. 10-3, the score. Roseburg with the lead. Brings up Gabe Garcia. Popped up to shortstop, his first time up. Got it a mile in the air. Whiffs on the first pitch from Wirtz. 0-1. So Alexander at first after the hit by pitch. Led off this inning. Wirtz misses down and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Special thanks to our sponsor, Gibbs RV Superstore. You got to get to Gibbs. One, a little bit low. 2 balls and a strike. Wirtz ready. The pitch. Swing and a miss. 2-2. So evens the count. Now has an opportunity once again for his 7th strikeout. Wirtz will step off the mound and ask for a new pitch from Amos Bowers. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Got him a chase on a pitch. Down and away. As Danner Wirtz gets his 7th strikeout. Puts the second out on the board here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Brings up Chuck Binstadt. So 2 outs, a runner at first in a 7-run ball game. Roseburg with the lead. First pitch in the dirt. 1 ball and no strikes. Here's the 1-0. A little bit low. 2 balls and no strikes. And now Amos Bowers is going to go talk things over with Wirtz. Special thanks to our sponsor, Palm Wealth Management, a member of D.A. Davidson and Company, member SIPC. Again, special thanks to Palm Wealth Management. So here's Chuck Binstadt awaiting his 2-0 pitch. It's in the zone for a strike, 2-1. 2 balls and 1 strike. Wirtz kicks and deals. Cut on and miss. 2-2. So whatever Amos Bowers talked to him about, it seems to be working. Back-to-back strikes after the short meeting. Now the 2-2 pitch. Lined right towards second. Diving play by Austin. He gets up off the dirt and throws to Johnson at first base for the final out. Well, the leadoff hitter is aboard with a hit by pitch. He's left stranded at first base. We'll now head to the top of the 5th inning. The score is 10-3 in favor of Roseburg. You're listening to Roseburg Baseball here on 541radio.com and the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in the backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
At Douglas County Farmers Co-op, we want your four-legged friends to be healthy and happy. That's why we stock a carefully curated selection of pet, equine, and livestock supplies. From the premium foods your pets crave to grooming and show supplies that help you shine in the show ring, you'll find it at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our knowledgeable staff are here to help with those tough pet and livestock care questions. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Top of the fifth inning, it is 10-3, Roseburg with the lead. Special thanks to our sponsor, Southern Septic Service. From residential to commercial, Southern Septic Service has your behind covered. When it comes to septic tank plumbing and inspections, portable toilet rentals, and grease trap cleaning, Southern Septic Service has you covered. Southern Septic Service is woman and veteran owned and a proud supporter of our local sports teams. Looks like we're getting a new pitcher in the game for South Eugene. So Jonah Alexander, his day is done. A new pitcher coming into the game for South Eugene. It is Gavin Bush. So Gavin Bush will come in for this top of the fifth inning. 10-3, Roseburg with the lead. Jonah Alexander, his day is done after 4 innings. Gave up a total of 3 hits, 3 strikeouts, 2 walks, a hit by pitch, and total of 4 earned runs. So Gavin Bush will come in to pitch. Third pitcher of the game for South Eugene here in game number 2. And the 9-hole hitter, Caden Austin, will come up to the plate for Roseburg. Bush winds. His first pitch to Austin is swung on and popped up in the infield towards the right side. And actually now behind the plate, a dropped foul. I think everybody was looking for it. Didn't know where it went. Okay, so Jonah Alexander is back at first base. Pitch is a little bit low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Trying to figure out who all is in the field right now. Pitch to Austin is grounded towards the left side. Deep in the hole, the shortstop Fields throw to first base, not in time. So trying to see who's at shortstop now. So Gabe Garcia is now the shortstop. He goes from third base to short. Andrew Rodman goes to third base. So we continue to shift around. Pitch comes in for a strike to Paxton Burke. So the 9th hit of the game for Roseburg. Caden Austin at first base. 10-3 the score. I think that's all the substitutions around. Burke lines the ball to left field. It's through for a base hit. Just to the right side of the shortstop. Now trying to go first to third is Austin. The throw to third is in time, but the ball got away on the tag, and so Burke is also able to advance to second. So Austin a little bit aggressive on the base running, but it pays off. Ends up at third base. Burke ends up at second after advancing on the throw. So now runners at second and third, nobody out. And now time is called. Okay, so Andrew Rodman at third base. Gabe Garcia at shortstop, moving from third to short. Rodman goes first to third, and Jonah Alexander back to first base. With Gavin Bush on the mound. So after Grilly goes and talks things over with Bush, 2 in scoring position, 10-3 the score. And now Dane St. Clair at the plate. He had a triple his last time up. Chance for a couple of RBIs here. Still nobody out in the inning. Out of the windup, Bush delivers a pitch up and away. 1 ball and no strikes to St. Clair. Indians looking for a big inning offensively. here in game number 2. Game number 1, 7-1. Pitch to St. Clair is driven deep towards right field, way back, and it is way gone. Dane St. Clair clears the fences, and the Indians lead by 10, 13-3. It's the third home run of the afternoon for the Indians. St. Clair now a double away from the cycle. If he gets an extra at bat, he has a triple, a home run, and a single. And that big 3-run shot puts the Indians on front by 10. Brings up Cal Robbins, who has the other 2 home runs this afternoon for Roseburg. As the first pitch is in the zone for a strike, 0-1. So he had a home run in game number 1. Had a sac fly to start today and then had the solo shot to lead off the second. Walked and scored last inning. Now his 4th time to the plate. Robbins swings and pops it up towards shallow center field. Looking for it and finding it is Van Ryzen for out number 1. So 1 out, nobody on, and it brings up Jake Johnson in a 13-3 game. Bush out of the windup. Delivers. Pitch a little bit low. So 1 ball and no strikes. I believe that since Roseburg's now leading by 10, if they are still leading by 10 by the end of the 5th inning, they should win the game by rule of mercy. Pitch down and away. 2 balls and no strikes. So a big home run for Dane St. Clair. Could mean a early exit down I-5 back home to Roseburg. Pitch in for a strike, 2-1. Danner Wirtz in the bottom of the 5th inning is going to have 9, 1, and 2. Michael Grilly, Gino Humphrey, and Gavin Bush due up. 2 balls and 1 strike. The pitch to Johnson. Down and away. 3 balls and 1 strike. Still just 1 out in the inning. Indians could, of course, go and get some extra insurance.
Find something you like here, Big Johnson. Here we go.
3-1. Popped in the air behind the plate and out of play into the ditch to the side of us. Three balls and 2 strikes. Full count to Jake Johnson. Looking for his first hit here in game number 2. Payoff pitch. Popped in the air, shallow center field. Giving chase is the shortstop Garcia, who makes the catch. For out number 2. I was very confused. The entirety of the South Eugene team was running towards the dugout, thinking that was out number 3. Tim Sester was like, "What are we doing?" That was out number 2, and the umpires agree with him, and now everybody comes back onto the field. So 2 outs. Back-to-back pop-ups, and now Luke Robbins will come to the plate. Nobody on and 2 outs in a 10-run ball game, 13-3 the score. Bush's pitch comes in for a strike, 0-1. Roseburg dugout making some noise. A lot to be celebrated on that side. Been a big offensive day for them. Pitch low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Luke today, a 2 RBI double back in the first, flew out in the second, was hit by a pitch last inning. Pitch to Robbins, checks his swing, and he went around. 1 ball and now 2 strikes for Gavin Bush. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pitch to Robbins. Down and away. 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch to Robbins. Fouls it away. He'll stay alive. So the Indians picked up their 8th win of the season, 4th in league play. If they hang on today, barring a miraculous comeback for South Eugene, they'll advance to 5-2 in league play. Two. Called strike 3. So that'll do it for Robbins, and that'll do it for the Indians in the top of the 5th inning. As Bush comes in and gets a strikeout to end his inning of work. But not before the Indians can get 3 runs in on the 3-run home run by Dane St. Clair. 3 hits overall in the inning. We're going to the bottom of the 5th inning. The Indians have a chance to win it in 5. Stick around for the other half of this break, and the other half of this inning, on the other half of this break, I should say, here on 541radio.com and the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
First pitch here in the bottom of the 5th inning is rolled to the left side. Paxton Burke fields it and throws across the diamond to first base. To retire, Michael Grilly for out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 out to begin the bottom of the 5th inning. Roseburg leads 13-3 here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Indians have an opportunity for a run rule victory. Now just 2 outs away from that. So now the top of the order will come up. Danner Wirtz still on the mound. Wirtz has been excellent today. He's only given up 2 hits, 3 runs. They were all unearned. Ground ball to the left side. Burke picks it up off the dirt, throws to first base, and just like that, 2 pitches, 2 outs to begin this bottom of the 5th inning. Roseburg leading by 10, 13-3. And now Gavin Bush will come up to hit. He was the shortstop to start the game. Last inning pitched, and now he'll have an opportunity to try to extend the game for South Eugene. With Roseburg leading by 10 here in the 5th inning. Indians trying to wrap this one up. Go back to Roseburg a little bit early. Come away with a sweep against South Eugene. Wirtz on the mound. The first pitch to Bush is upstairs high. 1 ball and no strikes. Dane St. Clair, a 3-run home run in the top of the 5th inning to stretch the lead from 7-10. Now Wirtz fires to the plate. It goes outside and gets behind the catcher, Amos Bowers. 2 balls and no strikes. Bush today, the 3-hole hitter, or rather 2-hole hitter. He's 0 for 2. A ground out to third and a pop-up to short. Grounds this one towards the dugout of the Axe, and it's now foul. 2 balls and a strike. Danner Wirtz looking for the complete game. Riley Cheney threw a complete 7 innings in game number 1. Wirtz has an opportunity here for a complete game pitching performance in 5 innings. 1-1. In the zone. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Axe down to their final strike. Wirtz today, 7 strikeouts. Danner set. The 2-2. Grounded towards the left side. Burke bobbles it, throws to first base, beats Bush, and the Indians win the game. Roseburg sweeps South Eugene as the Indians win game number 2 in run rule fashion. 13-3 the final as Danner Wirtz goes the distance, and the Indians' bats are explosive all afternoon long. Much needed doubleheader win for Roseburg. After losing the game against Sheldon on Tuesday, the Indians come back and win both games here on Saturday. So the final is 13-3 here at South Eugene High School for game number 2. We'll tally up the final statistics and get you everything that you need to know on the other half of this 2-minute timeout. You're on 541radio.com and the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in our backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
At Douglas County Farmers Co-op, we want your four-legged friends to be healthy and happy. That's why we stock a carefully curated selection of pet, equine, and livestock supplies. From the premium foods your pets crave to grooming and show supplies that help you shine in the show ring, you'll find it at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our knowledgeable staff are here to help with those tough pet and livestock care questions. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Welcome back to South Eugene High School. Roseburg wins game number 2, 13-3. They sweep the doubleheader today against South Eugene, winning game number 1, 7-1, and game number 2, 13-3. 11 hits, 13 runs, only 1 error defensively for Roseburg. South Eugene, 3 runs, 2 hits, and 2 errors defensively for the Axe in game number 2. Danner Wirtz goes the distance, 5 innings pitched, just 2 hits, allowed 3 runs. They were all unearned. A walk and a hit by pitch today for Wirtz with 7 strikeouts, a majority of them coming in the first 3 innings. He had 5 strikeouts to the first 2, and then he had another strikeout in the 3rd, and then 1 more in the 4th. A 1-2-3 5th inning, 3 straight groundouts, the shortstop to end the game for Danner Wirtz. He also came to the plate, had 2 RBI singles today. He went 2 for 3, so a really good performance for Danner Wirtz in game number 2. Dane St. Clair, he had a triple, a 3-run home run, a single, 2 stolen bases, and 3 runs overall. A really big offensive day for Dane St. Clair. Cal Robbins, he had a solo shot in a sacrifice fly, plus he walked and scored a run in a 1 for 2 day this afternoon. Luke Robbins, he had a 2 RBI double in a 1 for 3 afternoon. And Paxton Burke, he was able to score 2 runs in a 2 for 3 afternoon with a walk. Chuck Binstadt picks up the loss today in game number 2, 1 inning pitch, 5 hits, 6 earned runs, a walk, and 1 hit by pitch, and no strikeouts. Jonah Alexander came in, pitched 4 innings, allowed 3 hits, 4 runs, 2 walks, a hit by pitch, and 3 strikeouts. And Gavin Bish, he came in at the end, Through one inning, allowed 3 hits, 3 runs, no walks, and a strikeout. Special thanks to our sponsor, Roseburg Country Club. Stop by for the Open House Golf Membership Drive on May 4th from 5 to 8 p.m. You can sign up for a membership that day and get 25% off. Special thanks to all of the rest of our sponsors, Southern Septic Service, Quality Fence, Bowers Industrial, Palm Wealth Management, Gibbs RV Superstore, McClendon Smokehouse, Cascade Community Credit Union, DC Farmers Co-op, Fisher's Hearth and Home, Flyaway Travel, Chuck Schwarm and Family Auto Repair, Dr. Lance and Randall, Barnes Heating and Cooling, and Roseburg Disposal. Indians win this one 13-3. They will now head to Grants Pass on Tuesday for a road game against the Cavemen before being back at home next weekend. They have a doubleheader against Willamette. So we'll have coverage on the road on Tuesday and then back at home at Champion Car Wash Field coming up next Saturday. For South Eugene, they dropped this one. They are now 2-12 on the season, 0-8 in league play. They'll be hosting the Sheldon Irish coming up on Tuesday. Indians now 9-4 on the season, 5-2 in league play. Great start to the season for the Indians, who came in number 4 in the OSAA in the RPI, number 7 in the coaches poll entering this week after losing a tough one against Sheldon in which they were leading late against the Irish and couldn't come through with the victory in 7 innings after giving up 2 runs in the 7th to fall 4-3 on Tuesday. They come back and get back-to-back big wins against South Eugene, 7-1 and 13-3. That's going to do it for us here today at South Eugene High School. Beautiful day for baseball, and the Indians get to go home with 2 wins. We'll see you next Tuesday at Grants Pass. We'll have it here on The Score. Special thanks to everybody that made this broadcast possible, to Adam Blue, our athletic director at Roseburg High School, to our producer back in studio, Dale Cranford. I'm Nate Jarecki saying so long. We'll see you on Tuesday for more Roseburg baseball here on The Score, 92.3 FM and